So I came to a realization the other day that I want to grind more ranked games than I can realistically edit, especially right now. So like the intentions of this series was to showcase all of my games and go over all of them. But I think what I want to try from now on, because I've just been trying to spend too much time editing and doing other stuff in life like school, and it's just been preventing me from playing League and getting better at the game. So and I want that to be the entire goal of this series. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to spam a bunch of games, and I'm going to cut out all of the hard stomps, the boring games, and just the games where there's not really much to say. Like if I just get tilted and there's not really much to say about it. I'll still try to be authentic, show plenty of the process of my ranked games, but I just want to put emphasis on the clown fiestas, the interesting games, or the games where I have something to learn, or I learn a lesson, because that's like the entire point of the series to begin with, is just, learning, getting better, improving. And then of course also the games where I just pop off and I want to show off a little bit. So I just want to focus in on just like a couple games over the span of like a dozen games or so. Like this past week, I probably played about 20, well, maybe not 20. I probably played about 15 games in total. And honestly, most of them were pretty boring. Pretty boring. These games that are in this episode were played yesterday, and that was like 15 games later, and they're finally interesting, and that's why I'm making this video. But yeah, it's just hard to want to edit one of these videos when I know it's just not going to be fun and interesting or educational. So I'm just going to cut out all the BS and then get to the interesting stuff so that we can hone in on the best games that I am playing in solo queue. So I think that's going to be the move going forward. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of that idea or the execution in this video. And just any improvements, complaints, or whatever. If you disagree with it, agree with it, whatever, just let me know. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get right into it. But in game one of, well, the games that I'm showing in this video, because again, I'm not showing all of them, we're playing warwick mid here, and as you can see in the background, I'm just getting smacked, like just completely running it down. I guess the premise of this game was like the issue here. It wasn't the matchup at all. I feel pretty confident in warwick mid right now, especially against Akali in general. But I just played way over aggressive in the early game and took too many turret shots, played too reckless, and yeah, I just died like level 1 or level 2. And then afterwards, I followed up by dying again because I underestimated Akali's damage, and this game was just kind of a disaster. I did try to make plays to come back a little bit because I didn't want to sit back and slowly lose the game. Considering our team comp wasn't that good anyways. I'll be willing to slowly, sit back and just farm up and play safe if our team outscales, but I wasn't too convinced last game. So that was just an unfortunate game where I just basically just lost the game playing terrible. But, moving on to the next game, we get to play against this Akali again, also the Hecarim, and also the same top laner, although the top laner is playing Malzahar instead of Vayne. And yeah, I felt pretty confident in going into this matchup again. Like I said, I think it's pretty good, and I just knew that as long as I tone it back, I play a little bit safer, a little bit smarter, I could be able to make something happen. Now with that bot lane roam, did not help at all, because even though it went even for our team, I think even favorable for our team, Akali got a double kill. So that put me pretty far behind. But in this 2v2, for some reason, I don't know, for some reason both supports were doing mid lane. I don't know. This happens sometimes when I play warwick mid. There's some crazy stuff that happens. But it worked out there for me, which is really nice. And then when I'm trying to push out the lane, Hecarim comes to gank me. And you might be thinking, why didn't you press R? And it's because I did not ever expect that much damage coming from Hecarim. I've never actually seen that much damage come from Hecarim because he used to not deal that much damage. Again, he's gotten buffed a couple of times over the last few patches, his AD builds in particular, so his burst is higher than normal. So I would have just ulted if I knew he did that much damage, but I thought it was whatever. But that basically just ended up tilting me, especially as my teams are dying in this bot lane roam. And you can see me just go through that portal, and that portal literally made 0 sense. I don't know what I was doing or what I was thinking, but I mean, honestly, in the moment, I knew it was a bad portal follow, but I still, for some reason, did it. We are able to, you know, kind of catch up a little bit with that bot lane, with that bot river play. And when I come back to mid lane, I get caught playing a little bit too over aggressive, but I am able to, you know, I guess kind of flash out. You saw I kind of failed flash. I actually fat fingered it. I tried to use barrier. I didn't actually want to use flash, but it kind of worked out because I did create some distance. But after we get that kill on the Akali, like a minute later, I went to roam bot lane and try to spread my lead because again, the game's even, and I want to create something to snowball, a snowball situation for us. Especially I want to get the switch fed, but I just overforced that like really hard, and our team just gets wiped. So thankfully, this Malzahar is the comic relief of flashing and not ulting. I don't know what he was thinking there, but like there's no point if you're Malzahar not just flash R. He tried to flash ER, but your E is pointless because as long as you press R, your team's there to kill him anyways. You don't need the extra damage, so it's whatever. I get my vengeance in the side lane on Akali, and right here, but because I'm in the bot lane and I push out the lane, get the turret, the enemy team notices that, well, I have no TP, so they actually start the Baron, and I didn't think that this was going to be concerned because I felt like my team could just stall for me in a 5v4 situation, but apparently they couldn't. I mean, Udyr wasn't really there, so it was really more like a 5v3. So this was just really bad. And then also, I don't even know why I flashed. I was dead 100%. Like, there's no reason to not just flash. I was just kind of a tilt flash, but I need to conserve my flash just for the next fight so that we can try to make a comeback. But yeah, we're kind of on the back end, as you can see in the end with these kills. The main issue that we have this game is the kills are on me and the Udyr. Mainly the Udyr. We need the kills to be on the Twitch so that he can actually kill all these carries. Somehow we manage to actually win this fight right here. Udyr's just like doing some work. And then right here at the tail end of the fight, I saw that Akali marked Udyr. And I knew that as like she's trying to run away from us, so I knew if we like overextended the chase, she was going to flip back to Udyr to not only go for the kill, but also to create separation from us. So I was prepared to Q follow, and I managed to get it there. And yeah, you can just, you know, it was cool. Got a nice Q follow there on the Akali, but that was a good prediction by me. You know, I kind of was just thinking of what she was thinking in the moment. And yeah, I guess following it up, we just got this team fight happening in the mid lane, which honestly looks really bad because Switch dies early. But somehow we managed to pull it off. I actually don't know how. And that puts us in a 3v2 situation. And Udyr wants to start Baron. I hated this Baron so much. I had no issues with just starting it, but I was trying to turn. You can see I was trying to turn, but Udyr just stayed on it. I did not make any sense to me because we clearly couldn't finish the Baron. Clearly couldn't. We had to try to force a fight. So I was just committed to, you know, going for the turn, and he was just not doing it for some reason. But this is a prime example of greeting your ultimate on Warwick, fellas, because I don't know why I didn't just ult at the end. Like I was trying to conserve my ultimate. You know, I wanted to kill the Malzahar and then have my use my ult as an escape or follow up. But at the tail end of that, I could have just ulted the moment I knew I was dead and still got the kill on Malzahar. So that was a little bit awkward. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just tunnel too much on my plan, but I should have just reacted to the moment and yeah, used my ult. But this fight, or sorry, this game takes a huge turn for the worse. They have Baron and they're pushing, and we lose two people, the Silas and the Twitch. The game looks basically over then, right? It's a 5v3, and they have Baron. They're pushing in. We lose two of our main carries, our damage dealers. But Udyr and me just pop off, dude. Like, I got the Divine Sunder this game. And by the way, if you guys want to know my thoughts on Divine Sunder, I'm not really that big on it right now. I think it's decent, but I don't think it's an every game item. But I think this game it was really good. And you can tell on the burst damage that I'm dealing in these fights, on like the Akali and everything. I'm doing like a third of their health, and it's really sick. Now Malzahar obviously survives in the situation, but Twitch comes up, and we got a really funny moment here where Malzahar flashes in. I thought it was doomed, but luckily Twitch has the poison and is able to actually stall out the game. So our Nexus is open though, and we're like losing. We're barely actually winning some of these fights, but it's it looks like we get outscaled. Like I said, our main problem is our Twitch isn't strong. So we need Twitch to be strong in these fights. And especially like this fight, I was actually useless. My positioning here was terrible, and I didn't have a good approach. I just basically didn't do anything. I was useless. I needed to be more prepared and play for the fight a little bit more on the Elder Dragon. But the enemy team, they go for the Elder Dragon. And yeah, they go for the Elder Dragon instead of ending, which is fine. I don't think they could have ended. But yeah, we're fighting against an Elder Dragon. Now, somehow we actually managed to kill like their divers in the backline. I don't even know what happened to their backline, like the Samir and everything. But you can see the damage I had in the Akali. But yeah, like we actually traded 2 for 2. And it's because it's in our base, I'm able to heal up, which actually puts us in an advantage. So I see this Malzahar is low, and I want to walk up him. I want to make a pick on this Malzahar. So I'm trying to stall out their recalls if I can. I'm able to break his spell shield, fear the Hecarim, and then ult the Malzahar. And this kill is huge. This kill is huge because the timing of it is really big. If he died in the middle of that fight, we just have to wait for everyone to spawn before we could do anything. But because we killed him right when everyone spawned, we had a 5v4 for like a minute. And that allowed us to get Baron. And that actually puts us in like a somewhat of a favorable position, you know, as weird as that sounds. Our Twitch is online. He has some damage items, by the way. So I actually am feeling pretty good. And I think that all we need to do is just play for these Elder Dragon, but Silas engages. And I thought the engage was terrible. I still think the engage was terrible. But somehow we managed to actually win this fight because Twitch is just, you know, too fed at this point. But I think we should have just peeled back for the Elder Dragon and not tower dove because it was just hard for us to, yeah, I guess commit to the fight. But it kind of worked out. But yeah, you know, we won the game somehow. This game was actually crazy. I guess I'm not making it sound as crazy as it actually was. You guys saw it. We had an open nexus and we were losing the fights. I don't know how that happened. But we got the 20 LP and we're up to 122 Master LP, which is really good stuff. So, you know, moving into my next game, I finally get jungle again, which is what I've been queuing primary this entire time. So I'm thankful. And I actually, oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this clip. So notice you saw the Gwen go for the ward in the early game. So I intentionally path around. I see that she warded her, she was going for a ward. So I make sure that I'm able to gank her from behind without getting spotted. And the TP comes in from the Karma, but I just commit to the Gwen because I know the Gwen's dead guaranteed. She has no flash. She's not running flash. So I make sure I secure that kill. If I die afterwards, whatever. But Karma manages to not kill my top laner, which is awesome. But then Gwen TP's back in, and then Karma flashes out when I'm on top of her, and then Viego comes. And I'm just really low, so I just figured, you know, let's just see if Karma is stupid enough to agree to recall here. And my god, she is. I go for the juke on her Q because I know she's going to throw out Q right away. And then I'm able to pick up that kill for free, which is honestly a miracle because she should have just ran back to our tower. There's no reason for her to run to that bush, honestly. But because I'm a little bit healthier, I want to come back to this fight in a 3v2 situation. Unfortunately, Viego gets a little bit too close and dies. But Akali stalls for me. And I'm coming. This sends out flashes away to disengage, which is really unfortunate because it just meant that I was, yeah, just dead the moment he landed his W. I needed to dodge his W there, but it was still overall a favorable fight for us, and I'm just really strong in this early game. We get to recall and Tiamat right away without even really clearing much. So when I come back, though, you see the situation where Lulu gets caught out, and she almost dies. Not quite, but she almost dies. But the reason that I want to show that context is because that means that we can go for our dive in the bot lane. Because we know their jungler's not around, and their Lulu obviously isn't around, so it's just a free dive and a free kill. But my dumbass just, like, I don't know what I was even thinking there. I don't know. It was really stupid of me to stay that close. I should have just hit the Aphelios once and then just tried to walk away, but for some reason I kept trying to hit him multiple times and just tanked the tower and died. But after I do respawn, I go to farm my Krugs, and I see them dive the Akali in the top lane, which is really sad. No counterplay, for that. And I mean, this is a boring clip, but I just wanted to show you like the situations where I would like to look for our dragon. Their jungler's top side, and I know their bot lane isn't really interested in checking the dragon. There's no reason for their bot lane to want to check this dragon, as long as it's not warded, which I know it's not. So yeah, I'm able to, you know, go for it because their bot lane wants to pressure. Their bot lane wants to pressure. They don't want to walk all the way to the dragon and check it. There's just no reason for them to want to do that. So I sneak the dragon right under their what's the saying? I don't even know. You guys let me know in the comments. But deja vu in the top lane after I come back from base. This Akali is getting dove once more. Poor Akali, man. She's trying her best, but she can't really do much. Thankfully, I'm here this time, and I'm able to fly in and, well, yeah, get a double kill. So this is really nice because, you know, obviously I get really fed off of it. And I feel like my champion against the enemy team comp is decent. Thing is the enemy team comp is actually really annoying because they have Xin Zhao and Gwen, who are immune to range. But we have mostly melee champions, so it's no big deal. This right here is actually like a prime example. I actually rarely ever do this, but that was a prime example of make sure you just secure the kill. I tried to give the kill over to the Tristana, but just make sure you secure the kill, or else you're gonna have a situation like that where every once in a while they'll get away because of some BS that you didn't account for. Now right here, this is the most psychotic Lulu flash of all time. What she flashed into our entire team to E me and die. I can't even. I was like 5% HP and she went for that. I have no complaints because it was really bad of her to do that, but that was crazy. But in this clip right here, I was greeting for farm in the Krugs, and yeah, I'm trying to ult away to, you know, will survive, which was really, it was just really unfortunate of me. I definitely was playing a little bit too deep, especially when I saw him rotating towards me. But we are able to get the kill on the Xin Zhao, and if you can see like the scoreboard in this game, the Xin Zhao is like one of their strongest members. It's the Xin Zhao and the Gwen that are really strong, along with the Aphelios. So, but we don't really care about the Aphelios being fed, because if we're able to kill Xin Zhao, our Viego on our team can turn into Xin Zhao and dive the Aphelios and just, yeah, basically one-shot him. So my entire job this game in all these team fights is to kill the front line so that we get the Viego resets. And that's basically what I just focus on. I'm not a diver this game. I'm just focusing on helping Viego secure the resets so that he can dive and kill their backline after the fact. I mean, you can see right here in this fight, I'm really low, but I'm doing whatever it takes to sacrifice my life to give Viego these resets. Although I think I go a little bit too ham right here. Oh no, we just won that fight actually. So yeah, this game is just going really, really smooth, and we got a nice pick right there, and Gragas gets a really nice ult. But this actually makes me really cocky. I don't know what I did with my Q there, but I ulted the Gwen into the turret thinking that we could just burst her down. But that was a really, really bad tower dive because, yeah, we just used a bunch of spells, and it's Gwen with her W, so we can't actually burst her down. And that was a huge throw because they get a bunch of bounties as a result. My team got really mad at me for that for good reason, because there's no need for that. We were so far ahead at the time that we just didn't need to do anything like that and overforce. But I mean, we're still pretty far ahead. Thankfully, this Akali actually came back and just popped off in this fight. After that early game of getting camped like multiple times, she even got dove more times than I even showed. And yeah, I don't know. We won the game again. We're on a win streak. We're up to 143 LP and Master. And even though I feel like I'm not playing that well, I mean, I'm playing well enough to win, so that's pretty good. Which that actually gives me confidence. Honestly, the fact that I'm not even playing well and I'm still winning pretty consistently is pretty nuts. But this next game, we're playing Jungle Warwick again, and I see this bot lane fight happen. I saw Tristana jump on the minions after getting the kill, so I knew that I could actually commit for that and get a free pick. Later, I get another free pick and I do some farming. And then our mid laner dies to the Zed, so I come to cover the lane, and I just... Oh, God. I, like, tried to, like, bait him into me, but I, like, didn't press E when he threw out his spells at me, so I just... It was just... I just ran it down, basically. I just hard ran it down, and that was obviously bad. I over-baited it. I should have just maintained the freeze and not over-forced it, but I do that sometimes, and that's a big problem that I just do, because I want to limit test so much. But like in this clip right here, Timo was running away, somehow outrunning me with my blood trio. That really made me mad, but I saw the Zed coming through. So I wanted to set up this little like flank on the Zed, which kind of works out. He does W me under the turret, so I die, but this Yasuo has a really nice ult to keep him outside of the turret range. And we managed to pick up the kill right there. And then right here, the Zed is going on the Senna. Unfortunately, you know, for him, Senna is basically a tank this season. So even though he lands everything, she's still half health. Funny stuff. But the reason why I actually want to showcase this clip is you can see me and Senna in the bot lane. The wave is slow pushing down towards the bot turret, and we know that someone's going to try to pick up this wave, whether it's Zed or someone else. So we actually wait like an entire minute in that bush, which I cut out for obvious reasons. And yeah, eventually Zed shows up and we managed to actually get the kill. Later, we actually have this like a bad fight, which isn't shown here, where a bunch of people die. But luckily, I'm able to respawn and come back and kill the Timo, get a nice shutdown. And all I really wanted to show with this clip is show this escape. You can just, this is how you escape with Warwick. Use our Q, fear them away, ult away, just like that, clean, crisp. And yeah, I guess there's nothing really much, you know, too much to that. I just wanted to show it. Thought it was informative, I guess. I don't know. Nice. But in this clip right here, I mean, I guess there's not really much to talk about. We're just going for picks on these people after we win a fight. But this is really huge. We needed that fight right there in order to, yeah, get a good position in this game. I'm actually trying to go for this scuttle crab, but this pike is just over. I can't believe he actually went that hard for me. And this is another clip where there's not really much, like there's not much context of the game that's really shown here. It just ends up being a 2 for 2. But you can see me, you know, really fighting really hard to survive and making the best out of that bad situation, which is key. I honestly like even if you are dead 100%, you should always just try to always just play, like always just like focus and never give up on the play. Don't stand still and let them kill you. Always just try to play the best that you can and make the best out of the situation, because even if you don't manage to survive, maybe you can help out your teammates, or maybe something happens where you end up, you know, getting a kill and turning the fight around, so, you know, stuff like that. Right here in this clip, you can just see the Warwick is so fun against the enemy team comp. They have so many dashes and jumps for me to follow, and I'm having a good time. You can see right here again on this pike. He tries to go for the hook, and I get this accidental engage into 3 people, which was awesome, honestly. I didn't actually expect him to E over the wall. I was just trying to Q his Q there. But right here, I actually do end up dying because I think I came back in on the fight a little bit too soon. I could have waited a couple seconds, waited for them to commit onto the Khaled, and it probably would have been a similar result. We still won the fight, but I think I definitely could have played it better, and that's the important thing I'm trying to look for. But the game is basically just over at this point. We got Soul Mario on the Kled. He's the best Kled player in NA, and he's just doing his thing. He's for funning, and he's still, you know, doing some work. But we ended up winning the game, you know, and continuing the win streak, putting us at 164 LP Master Tier. So yeah, we're making some progress, fellas. So peace out and tune into the next episode where we can see if I can keep this win streak going.